Alright, hey everyone. So this video is going to be a repeat of the live stream I put out last evening. It seems the quality on it was pretty blurry, so I don't want that to, be affected for people who see this and want to disregard it because they can't read it properly. But just to go over it all again, Betty White, the latest headlines that they're talking about with her is that she passed away 6 days after having a stroke, and so that's what they put on her death certificate. No longer does it say that she died of natural causes. So what stands out immediately, just talking about how they're talking about White had a stroke 6 days before she passed away. Well, we know she passed away on New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2021, so 6 days prior to that would have landed on Christmas Day, December 25th, and how they're saying that she had this stroke 6 days prior to her death. December 25th is the day that leaves 6 days left in the year. And of course, it being the date 25, White equals 25 and stroke equals 25. So again, perfect day for them to report that that's the day she had a stroke. And, even just with her last name being White, and you think of Christmas, White Christmas, kind of interesting there. But how they're telling us that's what they reported on her death certificate now. Death certificate equals 97, just like the word death equals 97. Death also carries the 25, which is, has a big relation because 97 is the 25th prime number. So death certificate goes right along well with the word stroke equating to 25. And another relationship is Betty White and Christmas both have the 133 Gematria. And then looking at Christmas Day, that's the day that leaves that's the 359th day of the year, and 359 is the 72nd prime number. Like her first name, Betty, equals 72, and her surname as Rose Nyland equals 72, and of course, Jesuit order 72. And then just going back, and I never did an actual video on her until yesterday, so I just want to go back and kind of just go over the details of how she died, when she died. We all know that she fell short of her 100th birthday, and one thing I pointed out too is it's interesting to think about that she lived through like 25 leap years, having been like 100 years old. And so if you want to count like those 25 leap years and such, it's interesting. This is wild to think about how they can do all these things by the numbers, especially with people's lives, right? But just to point out, she was born in Illinois, died in California. She actually died in Brentwood, Los Angeles, where her home was located. In Brentwood, Los Angeles equates to 99, just like the date or the age that she passed at. And just to note too that her co-stars Estelle Getty and B. Arthur also died in LA. And Rue McClanahan actually passed in New York City, but just wanted that for documentation purposes. If you're not aware, the Golden Girls was said to be set, like the whole plot of the series is supposed to be as if they were in Miami, Florida, but really the whole series was shot in Los Angeles. So, I mean, a lot of Hollywood celebrities, of course, die in LA, but interesting to see that most of them did die in LA. But again, like how she is from Illinois, Illinois carries the 99 and 117, like the age she passed, and 117, like her birthday, being January 17th. I thought that was kind of interesting. But the number that really stands out in a lot of things that I found is the number 59. In Golden Girls equals 59, like television, American actress, 59. She was born on a 59 date numerology, January 17th, 1922. And remember, they called her the First Lady of Television. So that's why I kind of included American actress and, of course, television. But it was last year, 2021 of January, there was a petition put out to name, or they actually did name it, Betty White Day on her birthday, January 17th, and Betty White Day equates to 59, just like the first Betty White Day they held, January 17th, 2021, had date numerology, again with 59. And then taking a look at the Golden Girls television series, I want to point out that it concluded, the last show aired on 5/9, so another 59, again like Golden Girls. So, I mean, how is that? That could have been 5/8 or 5/7 and would not have fit here, but of course it had to be on 5/9. And just talking about the number 59 and its relationship with 17, is 59 is the 17th prime number, and Betty White being born on the 17th day of the year. And there's other articles out there saying that the last thing that she said, last word, last name actually, was her late husband's name, Alan, is supposedly what they're saying was her last thing that she said before she passed away. And Alan equals 17. So, you know, but who knows really? I mean, who knows when she actually passed away too, because this is another person. It's not like we see her every day on TV. She could have passed away like in June or something, but who's to say? But another thing I caught was that promoting the 100th season of the NFL, she had this promotional, commercial advertisement for the Packers and Bears kickoff game to start the season. And this game was held on 9/5, or like majority of the world writes it, 5/9, for another 59, like Golden Girls. But I mean, this was for the 100th season. This wasn't for like the 98th or this year, the 102nd season. This was the 100th season, and we all know that she just fell short of her 100 years. And I mean, that's what it's all about too. If we just want to like play this clip here and listen to it.
You know, that's the thing about kicking off the NFL's 100th season. I don't think there's anybody out there who can possibly put that into words.
I can.
Betty White?
Well, B-Dog's talking now. 100 years of NFL history. The Packers and the Bears. There's only one thing more badass than this year's kickoff. And you're looking at her.
So yeah, that was the interesting kickoff game with the Packers, because the Packers, I think that was, they won 10-3, and that was right after Bart Starr passed away 103 days prior. So it was like a huge tribute to Bart Starr in that game. But to get back to talking about the Golden Girls, is Estelle Getty was the first Golden Girl cast member to pass away out of the 4 women, and she passed away July 22nd, 2008. And so I just wanted to kind of take a look at all of them a little bit, but just so taking her, and then the second Golden Girl to pass away was B. Arthur the following year, April 25th, 2009. So just the difference in the days of their deaths was 277 days. And again, 277 is the 59th prime number, to go back to Golden Girls equating to 59. So I found that to be really relevant on how that played out. And then maybe not a lot of people are aware of the spin-off series that they did of the Golden Girls. It was called the Golden Palace. And the Golden Palace equals 277, again, just like their difference in days. Estelle Getty played in that, along with Rue McClanahan and Betty White. The only character who wasn't in it was B. Arthur, because at the end of the Golden Girls, she went off and got married, so she kind of just like left the scene a little bit. But still, just to see that it was the sequel series of it. I mean, Golden Palace has a lot of interesting things, which I'll get to in a minute. But just to go back to Betty White, her last birthday to the day that she died means she died on her 349th day of her day of life, day of her age, right? So 349 days, the span after her birthday, she passed away. 349 is the 70th prime number. The Golden Girls equals 70, like the Golden Palace equals 70. And of course, her last name, White, equals 70. So, of course, those would just seem, how much better could you put that, together if it's not all about Gematria? And another point I noted here is mineral point of where she's going to be buried with her late husband, Alan. Mineral point also carries the Gematria of 70, so just one other thing to point out. And then just talking about the TV series, The Golden Palace. This is, again, who's all stars in it. Created by the same writer, Susan Harris, and they also kept the same opening theme song, Thank You for Being a Friend. But notice there's only 24 episodes. But one thing, just a lot of things, like they do things so well, and like, you'll see. Anyways, so May 7th, 1993 was the last episode of The Golden Palace, titled Sex, Lies, and Tortillas. And what's interesting about that day it was released, May 7th, is the day that leaves 238 days left in the year. And again, the title, Sex, Lies, and Tortillas, equates to 238. But also notice the 122, and the theme song, Thank You for Being a Friend, equates to 122, just like Golden Girls equals 122. So, so people are probably, if you're new here, wondering how does Golden Girls equal 59 and 122? So the English Ordinal Cipher is literally just A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. You can see the calculations down here. Z would be 26. So you're just taking each individual letter, which you can see here. G is the 7th letter. G is 7. O is the 15th letter in the alphabet. L is the 12th. D is the 4th. So on. And you're just adding it all up. As where you get the Gematria of 59 is when you take the rules of numerology. Meaning, so G is still, let's see, I can click on this, right? G is still the 7th letter, all the way up until, everything's the same all the way up until you get to the 2-digit number, which is J, the 10th letter. And you can see here, J equals 1 because you take the numerology of 1 plus 0, and that equals 1. K, the 11th letter, 1 plus 1 equals 2. Then so on all the way to where you get to Z. Z is the 26th letter, so 2 plus 6 equals 8. So that's how you get these ciphers. And then these ciphers are literally just the reverse of the both. Like where English Ordinal is A is 1, Z is 26. Well, in reverse Ordinal, Z is 1, A is 26. But you do it all, adding everything together the correct same way. And then reverse full reduction is the same as full reduction, but the alphabetical order is flipped. Again, like Z is 1, but you still use the rules of numerology. So that's how you can get these ciphers, and that's how nobody can just make these up. There's a set way of adding it all, right? So just getting back, so what are the odds there? Sex, Lies, and Tortillas comes out on that date, and it equals 238, like the day it came out, leaves 238 days left in the year. Again, carries the 122, like the theme song, Thank You for Being a Friend, and Golden Girls, 122. But another thing I just wanted to mess with too and see, just because, their character names have to be important, right? So whenever you write out all 4 of their character names, Sophia, Dorothy, Blanche, Rose, and again, you can put that in any way you want. Rose, Dorothy, Blanche, Sophia, it doesn't matter. All the letters and the values of the letters will be the same. So just seeing that equates to 122. Again, like Thank You for Being a Friend. But I want you to see the overlap of all their names in the theme song. It has a 3 out of the 4 Cipher match, the 122, 373, and 121. I mean, that can't be by accident. I mean, that's anybody who hears that quote, "Thank you for being a friend," automatically think of the Golden Girls. And so another thing that I was curious about was all their ages that they actually passed away at. And you can think what you want on this one, but again, I think there's a reason why they do things a specific way, right? And of course, death is very important to the people who script and do all this. And so just seeing that in real life, Estelle Getty, Sophia, died at 84, and B. Arthur passed away at 86, Rue McClanahan passed at 76, and then Betty White at 99. Well, I just wanted to total up their ages, and it equals 345. And whenever you write that out in word form, it carries the 121. Again, just like their character names and their theme song equate to 121. So I found that to be like just another hidden clue in the background, right? But again, I want to get back to Estelle Getty. You'll notice she passed at the age of 84, and we know 84 is a big Jesuit number. But I wanted just to compare her being the first one to pass with Betty White being the last one to pass. She passed away on July 22nd of 2008, Estelle Getty. And 2008 was a leap year, which means that was the 204th day of the year. And what stands out about that is the difference in days from Betty White's current recent death, December 31st, 2021, and if you ran that to what would have been Estelle Getty's anniversary death of 2022, it was a span of 204 days difference. So again, like the day that Estelle Getty passed, the 204th day of the year. But also, what's interesting is that Betty White died on an 84 date numerology, just like how Estelle Getty passed at the age of 84 and was the first Golden Girl to pass away. But, I mean, to put it more together here is if you take the total number of episodes from the Golden Girls and the total number of episodes from the Golden Palace, you'll see that there was 204 episodes. So 204 just being pretty, relevant in the deaths of them two together, like the first one to die and the last one to die. But another thing I came across with "Thank You for Being a Friend," because I really didn't know or realize that it was an official song put out by a singer, but they just kind of rephrased it for the theme song. But his name, take a look at his name, Andrew Gold. And he's the guy who wrote this song and put it out. I mean, of all names, his last name is Gold, and his song is used for the Golden Girls and the Golden Palace. So, again, what are the odds? But with here, you'll notice the day that he passed away was June 3rd, 2011, and getting to Rue McClanahan, June 3rd, 2010 is the date of her death. So, and if you don't realize, Estelle Getty passed in 2008, then B. Arthur passed in 2009, Rue McClanahan passed in 2010, and then, so everyone was like, there was this whole rave in the media world, like protect Betty White, save Betty White, because they were scared she was going to pass in 2011. But I guess what really happened was the songwriter of their theme song passed away in 2011, 365 days after Rue McClanahan died. But notice the age that he passed away, 59. Again, like Golden Girls equates to 59. So, like I said, 365 days difference in their deaths, and then Betty White ends up dying on the 365th day of the year. I mean, just wild how they can do it all like that. And then the last thing I want to throw in here is, if you're not aware, which I'm sure a lot of people are, is Rose Nyland, the character that Betty White played in the Golden Girls. was from St. Olaf, Minnesota. And I just so happened to come across this, that St. Olaf, Minnesota, I'll click on the Wikipedia page here. On July 8th of 2020, it says that town was struck by an EF4 tornado, causing significant damage. And I can just show here too. The official name of the town is called St. Olaf Township, Minnesota. But in popular culture here, St. Olaf was the often referred hometown of Rose Nyland in the sitcom The Golden Girls. So what's really interesting with that, seeing that the tornado hit on July 8th, a date that can be written 8/7, like tornado equals 87, and St. Olaf, Minnesota equates to 87. I mean, that just struck out like a sore thumb there, because we know all about weather warfare and how that can be manipulated. And so just one last thing I caught was from the day of that tornado, July 8th, 2020, to the day that Betty White actually passed away, was 541 days difference. And of all numbers, 541 is the 100th prime number. Like St. Olaf Township, Minnesota equates to 100. And again, Betty White having fallen short of being 100 years old, but will still be celebrated on her birthday on national television. So, I mean, just what a tribute to her. And I mean, what are the odds that that tornado hit that town and had a significant number of days from her death? But I don't know, just the importance of knowing this code. I mean, you can just see literally through all of the bullshit and why they tell you things on certain days. But all right, we'll leave it there. See ya.